It's so difficult to reflect on the darkest times in your life, but sometimes you got to do that.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Omaomi, aka Petite Diva, and this video is all about Diddy, Cassie, and Alex Fine. Now, before I continue this video, I just have to leave this disclaimer. This video is for educational and informational purposes. It does not encourage any form of violence, bullying, or abusive behavior. Now, some months ago, last year, I have a video where I discussed this whole Cassie and Diddy's case. Now, when she filed the case, I said I believed that. When she settled the case, I also said that I believed that she got more than the $30 million that she asked for, because the court documents were very, very specific. The girl was not lying. She said everything. She remembered everything, and I feel for her because that document had graphic warning. It had warning from the, if you want to open it, you will see warning. This document is very graphic because she detailed almost everything. And one of the things that she detailed, we are finally seeing the video evidence. In that document, she talked about the fact that Diddy paid $50,000 for the video from the security people of the hotel, and CNN was able to get it. I don't know how, but they were able to get it. And if you've not watched it, you can check out CNN's website and the Shade Room on Instagram. Anyway, people had a lot to say about the video and everything. So let's check out what people had to say, and then I'll come back to share my thoughts.
Honestly, I have so many thoughts after seeing the Cassie and Diddy video, but I will say this. My heart truly goes out to Cassie because she has had to relive this probably so many times within her healing journey, right? And then the lawsuit, everybody talking about it. Everybody talking about it. Now this footage and everybody's reposting it and talking about it, all of the things. Having to continuously relive it has got to be so difficult. So my heart goes out to her. To see it happen took it to another level. Like, to hear about it, to read about it is one thing, but to see it happen and imagine what wasn't caught on camera. It breaks my heart for Cassie and every other woman that has experienced anything remotely close to that. I have been in situations where physical abuse was a thing, a regular thing. Smacked dizzy, literally dizzy, slammed, knocking the wind out of me, being spit on, like spit in my face, laying down pregnant, sleeping, and a whole jug of juice is being poured in my face, damn near drowning me, waking me up, and then some. I'm talking about in the emergency room, lying to them, telling them that I got jumped, when the whole time the person that brought me here, making sure that I tell them the right lie, is the one who did it. I've been through that. I know so many women have been through DV. And I really, truly want every woman to get out. To see Cassie happily married with her family makes me so happy. To know that she is in good hands now. Like, he seems like a very good man is what I like to see for my girls. Is what I like to see for my women.
So I saw the P. Diddy tape that CNN released. It was gruesome, graphic. It's everything that you expected to be the case if you actually believe the women who were speaking up. This keeps happening, right? This keeps happening in our community where men of status and power get away with unimaginable crimes because of the status that they have when there's no justice or accountability. So now that there's footage out and the allegations are undeniable, and as someone who studies theology and hip hop, I can't help but think about how P. Diddy leveraged religious language to help his rebrand. How all of a sudden P. Diddy started to refer to himself as Love or Brother Love, a name that is still on his Instagram profile.
I've been praying on this, and I decided to change my name again. So my new name is Love, aka Brother Love.
How all of a sudden P. Diddy started making connections with T.D. Jakes and really trying to create this spiritual image of himself that he had been reborn. And while some of that chokehold is still breaking, Toxic religion, harmful religion, traditional religion still has a chokehold on so many of us. So when a guy like P. Diddy all of a sudden starts talking about God and starts connecting with prominent pastors that are respected in the black community, it's like all of a sudden all of his sins are washed away. And the things that we forgive in the name of religion in the black community, the things that we allow to go under the radar in the name of religion in the black community, the way that we refuse to hold people accountable because of religion in the black community, is something that we need to seriously unpack if we're ever going to progress from here and prevent shit like this from ever happening again. And there have been several major lawsuits that have come out in the past several years about major abuse scandals in the church. From the Southern Baptist Church scandal to the Hillsong scandal to the Catholic Church scandal in Illinois, we continue to see instances of men being shielded by religion and using religion to skirt accountability. So he can give TD Jakes a check and do all of these initiatives because he understands God's purpose for his life now.
Check this out, y'all. 3 years ago, God made my mission and my purpose clear. And my mission and my purpose is to do whatever and play whatever role that I have to play into saving the black race, number one. We're going to make progress and change the world, but I can't do it alone.
And all at once, that somehow absolves him of accountability in the black community. And he's around TD Jakes, who's dealing with his own allegations. And his statement surrounding his allegations is all he has to do is repent, and God will forgive him of all of his sins.
The worst that could happen if everything was true, all I got to do is repent sincerely from my heart. There's enough power in the blood to cover all kinds of sins. I don't care what it is, the blood would fix it.
And I would imagine this is the same kind of advice you would give to a guy like Diddy, who seems to be coming into a spiritual awakening of some sorts, right? And all of it goes away. What does that say about accountability in our own community? What does this say to the victims that are harmed? And what does this say about us as a community and about how we handle justice on an interpersonal level, on a systemic level? And my hope is that if we're going to continue to practice religion, that we do so with thoughtfulness and intention, that we're not just blindly moving in the direction that we think that we're supposed to go, that we're asking critical questions, and that we're examining what it looks like for people to abuse religion and to be in positions of power and to weaponize religion against our community. Because I know that a lot of people started looking at him differently after he started using all of this language, after he seemed to have had this come to Jesus moment. Our community deserves better. Black women deserve better. And it's possible for us to get there. And I just wanted to add to the conversation something that we need to seriously consider and take into account if we want to get there. Love and liberation to you all. And as always, like and follow for more content.
There's currently a video going viral of Diddy chasing down and striking Cassie, his at the time longtime girlfriend. This video is from 2016. We are now in 2024. Somebody held this video for 8 years. He can be seen running down a hallway with nothing but a towel around his waist in an attempt to get Cassie back into wherever he was holding her hostage. When you guys ask for, we need the proof, and she just over here trying to get a money grab, and oh my gosh, that's what she signed up for when she signed up for this music game. Is this the proof you're looking for? Does that fulfill your quota of sufficient evidence so that you can now hold Diddy accountable for what she had to write an entire lawsuit about that he immediately, not even 24 hours later, settled on? Think he did that because, oh, well, she just wants the money, so it's better to just pay off of this girl than to have to deal with all that. I want you guys to take a really good look at yourselves in the mirror when you say these things. Are these behaviors that you're exhibiting, is that why you feel the need to defend them? Are these behaviors that people that you know are exhibiting, is that why you feel the need to defend them? Because there's absolutely no reason, there's simply no reason that you would come on this internet and type a comment, make a video, or anything of that nature telling me that girl was lying. You say people do this for profit, but I promise you, people would rather pay than to endure the that they endure in order for this money. Mind you, this is just what was able to be caught on public footage happening in a hotel as she's attempting to enter a public elevator. I will not begin to imagine, because also it's been detailed for us. She told us what is happening in their home behind closed doors, with witnesses, with people watching. So tired of coming online and seeing people tear women down when they finally get the strength to speak up for themselves and they finally get the strength to say, this awful thing happened to me and I'm tired of staying silent. To all the women who are going through this or who have gone through this or even resonate with this a little bit, continue to speak up. Shout it from the rooftops. If somebody is harming you, shout it from the rooftops. If nobody else will believe you, I will.
With all these current events going on, you got to start making judgments on who you're friends with, who you're willing to converse with, who you date with, or just people who are in your space. because you have wise people and you have fools. With this most recent current event, I will just never forget like when Cassie filed her lawsuit and you had two different types of conversations. One conversation was, let her get her money. Of course, he abused her. It's been interviews for years, people saying he abused her like she didn't deserve that. Then you had people, oh, I don't know, it was just all for the money. He only settled because he would have spent more money in court. Why she ain't leave? And again, those type of people, you just got to leave them where they at. Those same type of people are the people that think Kelsey Meg. The delusion is real. These are the same type of people that tell you Trump is better for the country. Use these current events to weed out people that you don't need around you. Because again, you got people with sense and you got fools. A lot of people never needed a video to know that Diddy was guilty of what Cassie accused him of. You don't pay a settlement because you're innocent. You pay a settlement to make people go away. And no one who is wise and smart needed this video to come out to know that Diddy is a bad person. How many people have to tell stories that this man is a bad person for you to believe it? But now you got it on video, so now, hey, now he's bad. And so many people associated with Diddy are going to go down with him. One name I want to call out is Carisha. Carisha, please. When all these allegations came out about Diddy, the first thing you should have did, I don't care how much you liked him, you're supposed to get your PR person on the phone and you're supposed to make a statement. And your statement should have went something like this. Yes, Carisha Young Miami Please was in an intimate relationship with P. Diddy Combs. However, the allegations against her are untrue and anything outside of that she cannot speak to. Also, she supports women and any abuse against women or anybody, she does not stand for it. But no, you want to keep defending and keep defending and keep defending. I mean, girl, just guilty by association. I'm not saying Carisha knew none of this stuff was going down, but baby, soon as you saw that ship tanking, you supposed to hop off. And it was the kind of ship, okay? This was a domestic violence ship, a sexual predator ship, a trafficking ship. Baby, this ship was the most horrible ship to try to stay riding on. Then you got all these other celebrities that was defending Diddy, and now they want to come out with statements saying they sorry. Baby, don't nobody care. Don't nobody care. Because y'all are the fools. Again, use current events. It don't take much to weed people out and have discernment. Listen to what they're saying, and you'll be able to just keep yourself around some wise people.
Let's get into the vicarious trauma that you may be experiencing from watching the security footage that was just dropped 3 hours ago, was leaked regarding P. Diddy and just what he did to Cassie. It's very, very graphic. I'm actually in shock that on David Merritt Tonight World News on ABC News that they actually showed it. With that being said, when we talk about vicarious trauma, what it involves for you is that it's when you consume content and then you start having experiences like you actually were the one who went through the traumatic situation. We saw, this isn't a new thing. We saw this a lot, actually with 9/11 specifically. Remember, it was just one television, cable, every single station was focused on the coverage in New York and DC and in Shanksville, Pennsylvania, which is actually near Pittsburgh where I grew up. And that was a lot. People had all these different symptomology of trauma that mirrored the actual trauma that people experienced that were there in real time. So you may be experiencing some of that: panic attacks, anxiety, hypervigilance, nightmares, sweats, cold sweats, different things in terms of that. There's a whole list in terms of that you may experience, as well as physical, medical symptoms, just that your body may start acting like in some way. And what's important is understanding what your threshold is, understanding it's like microdosing or even just limiting the content, not watching the content. That may be assistive, not ruminating and watching it over and over again. You know what the story is, and maybe just leave it at that for right now. But understanding your threshold is really, really important, because we don't want to aggravate it and make it worse if you're already starting to experience it. And it's graphic. I mean, that's a graphic imagery. Focus on things that are calming for you. Focus on things that are not triggering for you, especially as you're going into the weekend. Let me know what you think about this. Please continue to follow for more content. Ci vediamo.
Did y'all just see that Diddy and Cassie video CNN just put out? I think it was from like a hotel surveillance camera in like 2016. Allegations be damned. To see it happening in 4K, well, you know, surveillance cameras be in like 360p, but that's besides the point. To see it happening, and to see him stomping on that lady like that, if Diddy don't think Diddy done did himself in, Diddy's delusional. Because Diddy done did himself in. Y'all, ain't no more P. Diddy. It's P. Did it. I'm trying to tell you. This is why he settled so quickly. He didn't want this stuff coming out. And I feel like there's going to be a mountain of evidence maybe starting to come out on this man. And the fact that this was semi-public, like there was a chance he could have gotten caught here, I can only imagine what he was doing behind closed doors at his own personal residence. Or once he got her back to that room, because he was dragging her down the hallway. Man, whoa, bro.
King Combs, check this out, right? So you tweeting out, this is from 2016. They already deal with this situation. My question is, why now? Is exactly why your father is going to go to prison. Like, my boy, I'm not going to lie. I'm positive at this point. Diddy probably isn't talking to you because he probably knows that your phones are probably tapped. You probably don't think that the phones are tapped. But at this point, I can confirm you are 100% going to be a large part of the reason why your father winds up doing actual prison time, buddy. Self-snitching on a song that's supposed to be protecting your father is peak. I'm not really from the hood, but I would love to be activity. Like, bruh. Shut up. Diddy gotta be punching the air right now, imagining that it was any one of the women that he's been with, because, you know, that's his whole thing. But my goodness, are you serious? King Combs, I genuinely can speak 100%, absolute certainty. Your father does not want you to keep talking about anything anymore. You're making life worse. So, from me and the public, I would like to publicly say, please keep talking. Please keep talking, brother. You making the Fed's job easy.
I'm not a lawyer, but I definitely saw the CNN video that was posted of Diddy and Cassie. And while I'm not going to play the video on my page, you should go to CNN.com if you want to see it yourself. I did want to highlight two things. Number one, if you go back to the civil lawsuit that Cassie filed against Diddy back in November, which was settled less than 24 hours after it was filed, page 22 may be a description of what is depicted in the CNN video. Page 22 says that in or around March of 2016, during an FO at the Intercontinental Hotel in Century City, Diddy became extremely intoxicated and gave Cassie a black eye. After Diddy fell asleep, Cassie tried to leave the hotel room, but as she exited, Diddy awoke and began screaming at her. He followed her into the hallway, yelling at her. He grabbed at her and then took a glass vase and threw it at her, causing glass to crash around them as she ran to the elevator to escape. Further down in the lawsuit, it says that upon information and belief, Diddy paid the Intercontinental Century City Hotel $50,000 for the hallway security footage from that event. And as we all know, Diddy's LA and Miami house were raided on March 26, 2024 by the FBI. Okay, so the second thing that I wanted to get into is that I get a ton of comments of people asking why victims sue for money instead of putting people in jail and pressing charges. Here's the lesson that I want you to know. When you or someone you know breaks a law, you've broken the state's law, which is why they can punish you by putting you in jail. Hence why it was the state of California versus Daystar Peterson or the state of Georgia versus Jeffrey Williams, because the allegation is that these people broke the state's laws. Now, if when you broke that law, you also victimized a person, that person can also sue you for compensation or for money for what you did to them. So the state makes you pay for breaking a law by putting you in jail, and a person can make you pay for victimizing them by suing you civilly. They both can coexist. And a victim has really no say-so on if the state is going to take you to trial and try to prosecute you for breaking their laws. So I say all of that to say Cassie suing Diddy back in November and that case settling has no bearing on if Diddy is also going to be charged for the alleged crimes he's committed. That's totally up to the state, and in this case, up to the feds. Did y'all follow that? So if you want to be paid for what someone has done to you, you gotta sue him.
Because P. Diddy be wanting the body. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. I did.
So there was a video published today that showed P. Diddy the crap out of Cassie as she's trying to get on an elevator. You know, the allegations in her lawsuit were disturbing at the very least. But to see the video, to be confronted with that physical abuse was shocking. And it made me think about her as a woman and like what she had to go through as such a young, talented woman to have her career completely sidelined and to be human trafficked, essentially. I can't even, I can't even imagine it, you know. And then I started thinking about all of the women who came out against Harvey Weinstein, whose careers were completely sidelined because of that monster. Women like Ashley Judd and Mira Sorvino and so many others. And, you know, at the time, all these people in Hollywood came out. It's like horrible, it's horrible. Meanwhile, it was the worst kept secret. Everybody knew what he was up to. And there were so many people around Diddy who knew what was going on. And so I want to know, I want to call out Hollywood and the music industry here for a minute, because where are the same concern for these women now? You know what would be the best payback for all of these women? To really allow them to know that they have the support of their peers, their colleagues, the industry, would be for them to be able to get jobs now. Like, let's book Ashley Judd in a big movie. Let's get Cassie a recording contract that she deserves. You know, it would be great even for like musicians like Beyonce and Taylor Swift, people that have real power, to rally behind her and make sure that she's supported in a new career. But when all of the noise dies down, it's radio silent from these people. They just come off as such hypocrites because they actually don't do anything to make a difference, not even in their own industry. I saw that video of P. Diddy beating Cassie, and I got so mad at him, but I felt such pain and sadness for her. And then I got contempt for Hollywood and all of the people in there who want to act like they care and they don't do a damn thing. Now I'm just waiting. I'm waiting to see who hires these women. That's what I'm looking at. I'm going to look at who's going to book Ashley Judd in a movie, or give Mira Sorvino the chance that she never had, or get Cassie the music deal that she deserves. Because they all deserve it. They were robbed of their careers and their livelihood and their lives. It's time to make right for these women. Don't you think?
Hey, to all of the black guys, right, that was on this app bashing Cassie for her wanting to file that lawsuit against Diddy, and they were sitting here saying, oh my God, you know, what is up with these women coming out 10 years later filing lawsuits? It's so corny, it's so cringe, get a job, all you do is coming out for money. And all of the black women who are the pick-meshas too, yeah, you guys better owe Cassie an apology, because the receipts is out. That man breaks off that woman trigger warning. And that's just one video. Can you imagine how many other videos there are of this man putting hands on women, bro? Y'all gotta run that woman her apology now.
Let me explain something to you about the Diddy thing. Everyone is quick to say that, oh, why would Cassie release these tapes? Why would she release these tapes? Cassie did not release those tapes. The feds released those tapes when they raided Diddy's house and took the electronics. Knowing how Puff moves, most likely, Puff knew he did that to Cassie and confiscated that footage at that time in 2016 from the hotel and had it on a hard drive or a computer or something. And I'm gonna keep it so real with y'all, I don't even give a fuck about his apology. I know everybody's like, yo, he apologized, or he released a statement or whatever. I don't even want to see the statement. I don't care for the statement. I just bounce, homie. Like, seriously, just bounce. Seriously, just bounce, homie. Like, just bounce. Like, we don't even gotta talk about it no more. Like, just done up. Done up. Done up.
The Los Angeles District Attorney's Office has released a statement on the video of Diddy assaulting Cassie that went viral yesterday and says that due to the statute of limitations, they are unable to charge him. The statement reads, "We are aware of the video that has been circulating online allegedly depicting Sean Combs assaulting a young woman in Los Angeles. We find the images extremely disturbing and difficult to watch. If the conduct depicted occurred in 2016, unfortunately, we would be unable to charge as the conduct would have occurred beyond the timeline where a crime of assault can be prosecuted. As of today, law enforcement has not presented a case related to the attack depicted in the video against Mr. Combs."
All I can say after watching that video is, Cassie, you're in my prayers, and I hope that over the years you have received some form of healing after what happened to you. What happened to you was not okay. I'm not a victim, and I've never been a victim of DV, and my heart goes out for all the females and males who have been a victim of DV. It's not okay. It's not right. That should not happen to anybody. That should not happen to anybody. When I watched that video and I saw him drag her to the ground, or pull her, drag her, and she fell on the ground, and then he just repeatedly kicked her, you can see that this wasn't something that just happened for the first time. It has been happening. And for all those persons who doubted her and called her a liar on social media, do you see the proof now? What do you have to say now? Because many persons who claim that she was lying, they're now quiet. What do you have to say now? I know she has a husband now, and I think 2 children. I wish her the best. And this is not okay. We should not normalize behavior like this and always try to pick up for the males, the men in situations like this. There is a wrong type of behavior and a right type of way of doing things. This is just wrong. This is just wrong.
For Cassie, I inherit the beef. What did Kendrick Lamar say when he said Drake was popping shit at Pharrell? I watched that video, and as a woman, I don't care if it was a celebrity, not a celebrity, at the end of the day, that's a woman. I watched that video and I wanted to kick Diddy myself. What is wrong with him? I can't get over it. Like, it was sick. I can't even get through that whole video. For real, it's disgusting. And the whole time I'm watching this footage of Diddy and Cassie in this hotel, I'm just like, yo, he did this in broad daylight without a care. Who knows what he was doing behind closed doors? And I always thought Diddy was the type of man that was putting his hands on women, but this literally confirmed it for me. Like, I'm sure Cassie is not the only one, and that's what's terrifying about this. I really don't even want to know or think about what Diddy may have did to Cassie behind closed doors if he was that open about it in a hotel in the hallway. Did he not care if somebody just happened to walk out and was trying to take the elevator to go somewhere? Could you imagine? I'm not even famous, and I feel like Diddy better never, ever, ever catch me in the streets. Because after watching this video of Diddy and Cassie in this hotel, I feel just like Kendrick Lamar felt when Drake was coming at Pharrell. And Kendrick was like, I know you're not coming at Pharrell. For Cassie, I inherit the beef.
That video I just seen of P. Diddy and Cassie in that hotel, that footage, I see why he gave up that money so fast the way he did. He's never beating none of those allegations. I was the biggest P. Diddy fan ever. Like, everybody knows how much I love P. Diddy. But seeing that video of Cassie and the way that he was dragging her, everything that everybody ever said about him, I'm going to automatically think it is true. And 2016 was damn near 10 years ago. And this video was just coming out. Meaning them hotel people been had this video. They been had this footage, but he got money, and that's really fucking sad. He probably paid who knows how much for them videos not to come out, in which everything done in the dark always come to the light. I feel so bad for Cassie and all the people that was going hard on her and drilling her and shit when she came out to talk about her situation. Y'all, that was sad as hell. I feel so bad for her. I don't know. Figure out. Call me back.
bombastic side eye, criminal offensive side eye.
Diddy's a monster. And I'm sure by now that you guys have seen the footage of Diddy actually abusing Cassie. And I want to talk to you because so many people are asking, why did Cassie stay for 10 years? And so many people ask that question when they have a loved one or a friend or somebody who stays in an abusive relationship, but they don't understand why somebody doesn't walk away from the abuse. And the reason why they don't walk away is because, one, you lose a sense of yourself when you're in an abusive relationship. That person tears you down slowly but surely to the point where you literally believe that you can't walk away from that individual. Nobody's going to ever love you. Nobody's ever going to believe that you were abused by that individual. And if you walk away, then they're going to find you. And you're going to be in danger. And if, like Cassie, you're with somebody who's extremely powerful, then you are terrified. Where can you go? Where you feel like you can be safe because the people around him has been protecting him. He knows powerful people. I've helped so many clients who were in this situation where they're with a husband who is higher up. He's extremely wealthy, extremely powerful. He knows the chief of police. He knows people in the federal government. He knows people. And she's like, nobody's going to believe me. How am I going to get away? Like, if I try to get away, then somehow he's going to bring me back. Or I'm going to lose my children if I have some. So then for her, she's trapped in a prison. It's very hard for a lot of them to leave. And then last, you love this individual. You believe them when they beat you and then come back and say they're sorry. You blame it on the alcohol. You blame it on you blame it on something that you did. Like if you could only be a better girl, if you could be a good girl, if you just didn't piss them off, because that's how much you've been brainwashed. That's how much you have been mentally abused to the point where you believe that it is your fault. And when they tell you that they're sorry and they're crying and they're passionate and saying that they will change, you actually are hoping and praying that this time it's for real. But of course, we all know that it never is. But that woman waits years until she gets to the point where she can't take it anymore, where she's willing to die rather than stay with him. That's where most women that's in a type of abusive relationship like Cassie, that's the point when they usually leave. It's like they rather have death than to stay with that man. And it's a very difficult situation because another downfall is that when you tell people that you were abused, nobody believes you. And that's probably the most painful of all. I hope that sheds some understanding.
To the hotel and the staff member at the hotel who extracted that video of Diddy and Cassie and somehow didn't turn that over to police, but allegedly was paid off for Diddy to keep that video footage under the jail. Prison time. Now, one, I didn't need to see that video of Diddy and Cassie for me to believe Cassie, but seeing that video did indeed break my heart. Because if you're anyone like me that watches true crime, and you know how in places like First 48, they'll say they have video footage or something, and that video footage looked chopped and screwed, and you squinting trying to figure out who the hell is in the video, this video was not that. We know exactly who done it immediately. And sorry, not sorry. Everyone who's been complicit, everyone who's been quiet, everybody who has known, prison. Because seeing that, you know Cassie's not the first, and she for damn sure has probably not been the last. So as a result, I need them to investigate a few people's deaths and near deaths, starting with Miss Kim Porter, Andre Harrell, Shakir Stewart, Heavy D, Albie Shore's coma. Then we can get Cray Songs, DJ Fat Academic, get them all up out of here.
If you've been on social media today, I'm sure you've all seen the footage. If you haven't seen the footage, I suggest you don't go watch it if you have any kind of DV in your history because it's very, very triggering. Just to give you some quick cliff notes, Cassie was trying to get away. She packed her bag. She was trying to leave. I guess Diddy was sleeping in the hotel room. He woke up, realized she was trying to get away, threw on a towel, ran down the hallway in the towel, seeing Cassie at the elevator. Back of the head so hard she hit the ground, right? And then repeatedly started her while she was on the ground. Now, anybody who's a DV victim knows this isn't the first time this happened, because you could tell by the way she was just laying there that she just wanted it to be over. And then he proceeds to drag her on the floor back to the hotel room. And Lord knows what happened when they got to the hotel room. Now, the question people keep asking is, how come this footage is now just coming out? How come we didn't hear about this in 2016? Let's remember, Diddy has a lot of power, or had a lot of power. And rumor has it out here on Halle Berry's internet is that he paid the hotel staff 50 grand for the footage. And I believe when they went and searched his house, they knew what they were looking for. They were looking for this footage and other footages. And that's why now this is all coming out, because they got the footage and they gave it to CNN. I always believed Diddy wasn't a good person. I know enough about Diddy from working in the music industry that I knew Diddy wasn't a good person. But Diddy had a lot of influence, and if you wanted to be in the music industry, you had to be cool with Diddy. Now we got to start thinking about Kim Porter, Tupac, Biggie, all the things we heard about Puff. We got to start now really like, yo, that shit was true. And if you're part of the black community, you already knew. When we go back to the question of the man and the bear, at least the bear would have just mauled her to death.
I'm calling for the swift cancellation of anybody in support of Diddy. Anybody that supported him over the last few months, I also want you to be canceled. Because you know something, after watching that video, that's clearly not the first time he ever did that. But somebody who thinks the way he thinks, he was doing stuff like that in front of people. In front of a lot of people. A lot of people that he knew would be protective of him. And I'm disgusted. Remember back in 2022 when he won that Lifetime Achievement Award at BET and he thanked Cassie? And I couldn't figure out why he did that. But now it's clear. He was talking to her in a code that only she understood. And it was the straw that broke the camel's back for her. And she brought hellfire on his ass. There's not enough money in the world that could fix the damage that he's created. Let's not even talk about the PTSD she probably has. That's all I know.
That Diddy video just broke my heart, man. The way he just dragged that girl through that hallway and was kicking her, that's somebody's daughter. That's somebody's daughter that y'all was in the comments laughing at and trying to make light of the situation, talking about she was just doing it for a money grab. $30 million was not enough. Was not enough, because if that's what he was doing to her, then in the open in the hallway where somebody could have easily came out of that elevator, imagine what he was doing to her in that room. Imagine what he was doing to her throughout from 2005 to 2019. That shit is so crazy to even, like, of course, I believed her from the jump, because at the end of the day, we know the accusations that's been against this man for decades. For one, it breaks my heart in the sense of knowing that she had to go through that and had to sit up there and smile in front of them cameras and act like everything was cool. But it also kind of, it makes me happy for her that she got away. For one, she got a new husband that really didn't play about her. He been on his neck since they've been together. If y'all remember, he stayed on his story dissing Diddy. And on top of that, like, she got a baby. She has a happy family now. And I really pray that Cassie has found some peace after that situation, because I can only imagine the trauma. Like I said, that's somebody's daughter. That's a woman. Getting kicked on, getting dragged by a grown-ass man, vases being thrown at her. Shit like that will never sit right with me, G. And people in the comments, it make me really understand how fickle the internet is, because y'all was just so quick, ha-ha. Now y'all trying to backtrack, and now y'all trying to make it a serious note just because you finally seen it. It shouldn't take for you to have to see it. It's fucked up, man.
Now, almost everybody, at least 90% of the people that I've seen done videos about it, everybody was just dragging and calling out Diddy. Everybody was calling out the celebrities and the people around him. People called out the religious leaders and bodies that he's associated with, and people have called out so many people that are related to him. Now, because it's obvious that this is not a good look for Diddy, Diddy came out with an apology video, and here's what he has to say.
It's so difficult to reflect on the darkest times in your life, but sometimes you got to do that. I was fucked up. I mean, I hit rock bottom, but I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I'm disgusted. I was disgusted then when I did it. I'm disgusted now. I went and I sought out professional help. I had to go into therapy and go into rehab. Had to ask God for his mercy and grace. I'm so sorry. But I'm committed to be a better man each and every day. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm truly sorry.
When it was just her word against his, this is what Diddy sounded like. Enough is enough. For the last few weeks, I sat silently and watched people try to assassinate my character, destroy my reputation and my legacy. Sickening allegations have been made against me by individuals looking for a quick payday. Let me be absolutely clear. I did not do any of the awful things being alleged. I will fight for my name, my family, and for the truth. Then the video that he allegedly paid $50,000 to ensure would never see the light of day came out. And now he's on here sounding like this. What bothers me the most about the things that he's saying and the way that he's saying it is he acts as if he's seen this footage for the first time, like he wasn't there. I believe he thinks this is the only video evidence that we'll ever see about the things that he's done. So he's just trying to explain this away. Forgive me for this isolated incident, but we all know if you were this bold to do all of this in a hallway, I can only imagine how you treated her when it's just you and her in a room. You're still not taking full accountability. You're talking about I was in a bad place. A lot of people have been in a bad place, and they still would never do the things that you've done. You got the nerve to say you're not looking for our forgiveness, because for some of us, you'll never get it. The only person who can forgive you is Cassie. So anybody else talking about we forgive him for what, that's not your apology to accept.
What I find funny about this thing is that some hours before the Diddy apology video, apology in quotes, his son was saying, oh, this is from 2016, something like, why are they talking about it now in 2024? The whole thing is, it's just a means to pull him down or something like that. And like, I don't know if it's the same song that came out with a diss track or something that was trying to target 50 Cent that is not his mate. Any which way, people were not even feeling the apology video because a lot of people are saying that he did not directly apologize to Cassie. Also, people were talking about the fact that when Cassie came out with her lawsuit and other people were coming out with their lawsuit, he was saying it's all a lie. And then now we are seeing that it's the truth. It was never a lie. Like I said, I believed Cassie the first time. I believed that when I read some of the things in the court document, it was terrible, and understood some things that were going on afterwards. Now, there are some things I want to address in my own video. One of the things I want to address is the fact that some people are getting triggered because people are saying that Alex Fine, that's Cassie's husband and the father of her kids, saved Cassie. And I'm like, are you people okay? Now, you can hate men all you want, you can dissenter men all you want, you can do all things, but you would not take away that guy's effort in dragging Cassie out of that situation. We all saw the video. If you have not seen it, go and watch it. But trigger warning, it's very, very disturbing. If you watch the video, you know that she tried to leave. And I'm sure that's not the first time she tried to leave. But you saw how he treated her. He put hands, he put feet, he did her like as if she was a bag of rice or beans that he was dragging. And you think that if that guy was not around, she would have been able to escape that. Let me just put something into perspective in case people have not thought about it. Diddy is powerful. Alex Fine doesn't have the net worth and network of Diddy. It doesn't have up to 5%. It doesn't have the hood mentality of Diddy and his people. And you know what I'm talking about. And yet, he was able to give had that security that all the other celebrities that are around him that were doing yes sir, all the security agents that were around him that were doing yes sir, everybody was closing eye and doing as if they are not saying anything. Because nobody can tell me almost all those celebrities did not hear something, did not see something. Even if it's not for Cassie, for other people, you are telling me you did not say anything strange. And nobody could give her that security to be able to live without fear. This guy came as a fitness trainer that, for personally, I never heard of him before. But then again, I'm not into fitness, whatever. But this person came with the fact that it doesn't have that net worth, and Diddy was powerful, and gave her that security, gave her that courage that she was able to live. And he was able, like, if you leave, I will stand in the gap. Because basically, when she was leaving, you saw that he was dragging her like a bag of beans. Now, imagine now she was leaving and the guy was there. Do you think he's going to allow him to drag her like that? No, he didn't. And that's why she was able to escape. I don't know why people don't want to hear that, or people don't want to acknowledge his efforts. I'm so appreciative that he was courageous enough. But when you find out that his mother was also in the same position as Cassie, you understand why he went all out. I saw a particular video which is from 2019, which is around the time when I think they became public. Where it was running a race in support of DV victims and a charity.
In 2019, Alex Fine ran 50 miles for a domestic
Mile
charity
40
marathon.
out of 50.
You ran 10? God. And then I biked some. Hey, good for you. God. I threw my bike in the back.
Can't believe it.
Hey. The human mind is an amazing thing. You can't do things how they should be.
You guys, I think we should get a...
And in that video, you could see, according to what I read, according to what I saw, he was in pains, but he said he was still going to do the charity run. And at the end, you see that he was really tired, and she was saying like maybe they should get him to a hospital or something, because you could see he was already like limp or something. He was tired. Anyway, people just found that video out. I've actually seen that video since. People found out that video, and if you see in the comments, people were like, oh god, this is so touching and everything, seeing as everything has been happening. And also the letter that he wrote that to people who have been DA'd resonated with a lot of people. People are like, oh my goodness, he is a good person. And I continue to pray that he will continue to be a good person. There will be no harm to him, because that man, this Diddy, is something else. No harm to him, either physically, mentally. God will continue to protect all of them, protect him and his wife. And they will continue to grow in love. They will continue to grow mentally. They will go, their businesses will succeed. Everything that they lay their hands on will succeed, and no harm will come to them. They will continue to grow in love, and they will take care of their children till old age, because I know someone like Diddy is waiting for something to happen. Because I saw somewhere where they said one of his new songs was talking about how that they felt, people thought that he was talking about Cassie and saying that she bring the kids that she has had and come back or something like that. And I also saw a video, I think it was 2020 BET Awards or something, where it was shouting her out and saying, oh, she held him down and everything. I'm like, someone that is married with kids, why are you talking about her? So I don't trust Diddy. But now that a lot of the things that he has done is being exposed, hopefully we just let them be, and he will not do some nasty things to them. Another thing that I want to address is that hotel and the security thing. What kind of people are those ones? That people should avoid that hotel, because in my own opinion, if anything happened to you and somebody that has money should come and pay, they would gladly sell the evidence to them, because Why would you accept $50,000 for something that is, I believe, should be like a crime? It should be a crime. Why would you not tell them, sorry, we are going to report to the police, this is wrong? You sold the footage. Now, how did CNN get it? I don't know. A lot of people are saying that when his house was raided, that was when they got the tapes and then somebody leaked it. And I feel like, is he okay? Why would you keep that? But I don't know. I feel like somebody had a second copy or something and then sold it again to CNN. I'm not sure. But the whole thing, the security team, the hotel needs to explain themselves, because why would you do that? $50,000, not even 1 million, $50,000. Anyway, then somebody needs to do time from that hotel, from that security team. Another thing I want to discuss is something that one of the creators that talked about it highlighted, and is the fact that some religious people have allowed this kind of thing to go on. Because I don't know, like people said, it was changing, and Diddy was changing himself, doing brother love and everything, and trying to do as if, oh, he has found God or something, and using the church to whitewash himself. And it happens a lot. I don't know why the church allows themselves to be used as a clean-up image kind of tool, because these things happen so many times that somebody would do something terrible, but when he donates to the church or he's doing something in the church will now start saying, oh, and try to whitewash the person and try to make it like, oh, the people that are talking and speaking against the person are not being forgiving and not understanding what the person was going through. There's no accountability. Now, in Diddy's apology video, he was talking about how he's taking accountability, how something, and the whole thing was just reeking like, oh, let me just say something. Let me not say something that people would trigger people. Let me just like accept part of the blame and just try and apologize so that it will be on camera that I've apologized. And it seemed to be working for some people, because there are some comments that I read that I was like, it's like something is doing your brain. Somebody has pressed your brain, because people were like, oh, he has apologized and she has collected the money. There's no need for all this back and forth. People should let him be. He has apologized. He's trying to change and everything. I'm like, are you okay? Another people are not to attack is the celebrities that are all around him, and aiding and abetting is rubbish. You're telling me that all of you did not see that this guy is weird, and you did not try to distance yourself. The politicians, the celebrities, all of them, all together. Problem. Because now that we are seeing visual evidence of the nonsense he did, that Cassie talked about in our document, and some of them are quiet. Like, you cannot hear bam. When Cassie talked about the things in our document, the benefit of doubt, this, that, and they were trying to make the girl look like as if, no, she did not remember what she went through, and it was all about money. Yes, she collected the money, and I hope she collected more than 30 million, because that man deserves to give her, in fact, 250 million, because it is, oh, anyway, now that visual evidence has come out, they are quiet. Everybody is trying to distance themselves so that their own can of worms will not be exposed. They should continue. Like Cat Williams said, everything will come out to light. And this is just the beginning. I feel like there are more things that are going to come out, and this video is just the first one. My problem now is the state is saying they can't charge him, they can't do anything. So what's going on? And Diddy has a lot of money. So even if people want to cancel him, he has enough money to last him for a whole lifetime. His children have enough money to do and undo. You can see that his girls are going to prom, his son is saying all sorts, another one is on vacation, with the girlfriend, that one is posting picture of her in whatever. They have a lot of money to survive. So even if they don't make a dime after this whole incident, they have money, except the state, the feds do something and block all pattern or all his money or whatever. Like he even sold some of his shares from whatever company that he sold, that they've tried to distance themselves from him. Now my question is he going to do time? Is he going to just be doing fake apology video and after a while everybody will forget? Is that the end of it? I don't know. But the whole thing is a mess. To all the people that were calling Cassie names, I hope you started apologizing and started asking for forgiveness. And to those that are still supporting him and saying, oh, the video is AI, before he came and apologized. Any which way, that's my own thought about this whole issue. I don't know what you guys think about this issue. Do you think Diddy should do time? Do you think it has passed? Do you think he has apologized and his apology is sincere? Do you think Cassie suing him was a good thing and her getting her money was a good thing? Do you think that Alex Fine did a great thing in helping her to escape? And do you think, like people are saying, he literally saved her life? Because after watching that, we can just imagine what was going on when there were no cameras, when they were not outside, when they were in the house. It must have been really terrible for her. Anyway, I would love to hear your thoughts about this whole topic, this whole issue. So please leave your comment in the comment section so that we can get this discussion popping. Now, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you are not yet subscribed and you like videos such as this, please consider subscribing by clicking on the red button that says subscribe, and don't forget to click on the bell notification icon by the side so that you're notified anytime I upload videos. Now, with all that said, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.